What does being valuable mean? How can we have virtuous, wise, and contented lives? Stoicism is not a religion but a way of life that teaches us how to use our rational minds to control our emotions, actions, and judgments. It teaches us how to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. It guides us to live in harmony with nature and with ourselves. Stoicism is not a dogma, but a practice that we apply every day in every situation. It is not something we do for others, but rather something we choose for ourselves. These are some of the questions that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism attempts to address. How can we deal with the difficulties and uncertainties of the world? Before we set out on this journey, we will examine some of the most significant and practical lessons that Stoicism can impart to us. We will see how they can make us more valuable, not only to ourselves, but also to others, and we will see how they can make us better human beings and better citizens of the world. Stoicism is not a dead philosophy. Rather, it is still relevant today because it addresses the universal problems of human existence. Millions of people around the world still practice it, and scholars and enthusiasts alike continue to study it today. Examining the priceless teachings from Stoicism, I want to encourage you to pay attention through to the very end. This is about long-lasting change, not just convenience. This subject is not trivial. Rather, it is vital to our existence. This lesson will be an active exchange of ideas rather than a passive monologue. So let's get started. The first lesson of Stoicism is to know yourself, which entails comprehending your character, your skills, your boundaries, your interests, and your principles, your objectives, and your place in the universe. It also entails being truthful with yourself and recognizing your advantages and disadvantages, your virtues and vices, your achievements and shortcomings, your aspirations and anxieties. Understanding oneself allows you to act rationally rather than impulsively, which is the cornerstone of wisdom. Additionally, it allows you to act in accordance with your values rather than your desires. Knowing yourself is the source of happiness because it releases you from unwarranted suffering, false expectations, self-deception, and outside pressure. It also enables you to accept what you cannot, to be grateful for everything, to appreciate what you have, and to judge yourself by your own standards rather than those of others. The hallmark of excellence is self-awareness, self-discipline, self-reliance, self-respect, and self-improvement, all of which are demonstrated by knowing oneself. It also demonstrates your humility, modesty, sincerity, and authenticity. It also demonstrates your self-assurance, bravery, resilience, and adaptability. To understand yourself, you must continually evaluate yourself and consider your feelings, thoughts, behaviors, and results. You must ask yourself things like, what am I doing? And why am I doing it? What am I feeling, and is it appropriate? What am I thinking, and is it true? Additionally, you must often test yourself to refute your presumptions, convictions, attitudes, and behaviors. You must expose oneself to a variety of viewpoints, encounters individuals and circumstances. You must look for criticism and comments, counsel and direction. You must be open-minded, inquisitive, eager to learn, and flexible, as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Know who you are first, and afterward dress appropriately for Lesson 2 on self-control." The second lesson of Stoicism is to exercise self-control. This includes exercising your will, your choice, and your responsibilities in addition to mastering your emotions, behaviors, and judgments. The essence of freedom is self-control because it frees you from the dominance of your circumstances, the slavery of your impulses, the tyranny of your passions, and the influence of your surroundings. It also gives you the ability to act rationally, pursue your objectives, get past your challenges, and shape your own destiny. The secret to virtue is self-control, because it allows you to behave morally, do what is right, refrain from doing what is wrong, and advance the common good. Additionally, it helps you to enhance your soul, correct your vices, and develop your virtues and character. Self-control is a sign of strength because it demonstrates that you are not a slave but a master, that you are a victim but a victor, and that you are a leader rather than a follower. To control yourself, you must constantly discipline yourself to control your emotions, your actions, and your judgments. You must adhere to rules like not acting on impulse, but pausing to consider your options and using reason to guide your emotions instead of letting your emotions cloud your judgment. As the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius once stated, you have control over your thoughts, not external circumstances, so evaluate things based on their nature rather than their appearance. You will discover strength. Lesson 3. Value yourself, if you recognize this. The third lesson of Stoicism is to value oneself, which entails loving yourself, taking care of yourself, appreciating who you are, and respecting your dignity, worth, potential, and purpose. Valuing yourself is the foundation of self-esteem because it helps you recognize the intrinsic worth of your special traits, personal accomplishments, and contributions to society. It also boosts your confidence in your skills, knowledge, and abilities. Valuing yourself is the prerequisite for happiness because it makes you happy with your life, your circumstances, and your destiny. It also makes you happy for your own development, advancement, and success, since it helps you realize that you are not defined by your belongings, status, reputation, or appearance. Valuing yourself is the expression of wisdom. It also helps you realize that you are not reliant on other people's opinions, approval, or praise. You must value yourself, treat yourself with kindness, compassion, generosity, and gratitude at all times. You must adhere to principles like not comparing yourself to others, but by your own standards, not envious of others' possessions, but content with what you have, not copying others' actions but being unique in your own way, and loving yourself unconditionally in order to accept yourself for who you are. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, celebrate your efforts, and honor your virtues. You must adopt attitudes like being proud of your integrity and character. Be thankful for your life, yourself, and your presence. Have empathy for yourself, your difficulties, and your imperfections, according to the Stoic philosopher Seneca. What progress have I made, you ask? I've started to become friends with myself. Serve others. The fourth lesson. To serve others is the fourth Stoic lesson. This entails supporting your fellow humans in their efforts to uphold duty and advance justice in society. It also means to work with others, respect them, care for them, and value them. Serving others is a sign of kindness because it awakens you to your social nature, interconnectedness, shared humanity, and moral responsibility. It also makes you generous and kind. Serving others in a helpful and selfless manner brings you fulfillment because it makes you feel worthwhile, useful, and purposeful. It also makes you happy, appreciated, recognized, and respected. Serving others demonstrates wisdom because it helps you see that you are a part of a greater cosmic order and divine design rather than existing in isolation. It also helps you understand that you are on an equal footing with other people and that you have a responsibility to help them. You must constantly lend a helping hand to others. Your assistance, direction, and resources, you must adhere to these rules, which include: do not injure others but shield them from damage. Do not injure others but cure them from pain should not deceive people. Rather, it should educate them about the truth. You must also treat people with dignity, courtesy, fairness, and gratitude. You must adopt these values, which include being courteous of others for their time, being humble to others for their wisdom, and being tolerant of others for their differences in opinion. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "What is not good for the swarm is not good for the bee." Lesson 5. Adjust to alteration to alter. The ability to adjust to change is the fifth Stoic lesson. This entails accepting the world's impermanence, ambiguity, unpredictability, and variability, as well as adapting to the possibilities that present themselves and the circumstances. The key to success is adapting to change because it makes you ready, willing, and able to face any challenge, overcome any obstacle, seize any opportunity, and achieve any goal. Adapting to change is the expression of flexibility because it makes you aware of your limitations, ignorance, fallibility, and vulnerability. It also makes you agile, resilient, resourceful, and creative. Being able to adjust to change is a sign of wisdom because it helps you understand that you are only in charge of yourself and not everything else. It also helps you understand that you are dynamic rather than static, and that you are always changing in order to adapt to change. Always acknowledge it as unavoidable. You must adhere to rules like don't resist change but welcome it with curiosity. Don't fear change but face it with courage. Don't regret change but learn from it with humility, and quickly adapt to change in order to modify your plans. These rules are as natural as they are advantageous and desired. Your methods, your approaches, and your deeds, like the Stoic, the intelligent man, according to philosopher Seneca, is neither lifted up by prosperity nor brought down by misfortune, because he has always worked to rely mostly on himself and take all of his joy from himself. Lesson 6. Take pleasure in the present moment. The sixth Stoic lesson is to enjoy the present, which entails living in the present, concentrating on the here and now, appreciating the experience and relishing the pleasure of the present, letting go of the past, letting go of the future, removing the unnecessary, and simplifying the important. In addition to making you attentive, aware, and present, enjoying the present is the source of joy because it makes you happy, content, satisfied, and fulfilled. It also makes you grateful, appreciative, and generous. Enjoying the present is the sign of wisdom because it helps you realize that it is all you have, all you need, all you can control, and all you can enjoy. This is why enjoying the present is the expression of mindfulness. It also helps you realize that the past is gone, the future is uncertain, the unnecessary is distracting, and the simple rule is to enjoy the present. To be fully involved, fully alive, and fully engaged, you must always live in the present and follow certain practices, like not dwelling on the past but learning from it and letting it go, not worrying about the future, but planning for it and letting it come, not chasing the unnecessary but removing it and letting it go, and savoring the present completely to appreciate its beauty. To experience the wonder, joy, and pleasure of the present, you must use methods like deep breathing to ease your body and mind. Pay close attention to the intricacies and patterns. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once advised, pay close attention to the sounds and silences. Focus your thoughts on the here and now, and avoid daydreaming about the future. The seventh and final lesson of Stoicism is to seek the truth, which entails pursuing knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and insight into the world. It also entails questioning one's own and others' assumptions, beliefs, opinions, and prejudices. Seeking the truth is an expression of curiosity because it makes one aware of one's ignorance of one's own doubts, questions, and inquiries. It also makes one eager, interested, passionate, and enthusiastic. Seeking the truth is the source of enlightenment because it makes one knowledgeable, educated, learned, and wise. It also makes one rational, logical, critical, and analytical. Seeking the truth is a sign of wisdom because it enlightens one's understanding that the truth is not obvious, easy, absolute, and final. It also helps you realize that the truth is complicated, nuanced, relative, and evolving. To find the truth, you must always be open-minded, open-hearted, open-handed, and open-ended. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, don't explain your philosophy. Instead, embody it. In this video, we have examined some of the most significant and practical lessons that Stoicism can teach us. We have seen how these lessons can make us better people and citizens of the world. They demand courage, effort, discipline, and patience. We have also seen how they can help us become more valuable not only to ourselves, but also to others. Repetition and improvement are necessary, but these lessons are valuable to learn and apply since they have the power to change. We hope that this video was enjoyable and that you learned something useful about Stoicism. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow our journey of learning how to live well, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications of our new videos. Thank you for watching, and keep in mind that the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live."